Enlightening, not lightning. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode. Do you watch politics?
I mean, yeah, unfortunately.
On Instagram, or where are you watching these?
I get most of my news from my lady. And she used to be in the IDF.
Forgive my ignorance. What's that?
The Israeli Defense Forces.
Shut the fuck up.
So she used to do that. So most of my news I get through her.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What kind of... So where is she getting her news from? That's wild. That she used to be in the IDF. Like,
well, she gets it from social media and actual news sources. But I get it relayed to me through her lens, and I'm for it. I'm like, let's hear it.
Yeah,
like educate me, but also I'm like, I see how much it consumes her life, and how much it consumes a lot of people's lives, and I'm to the point where I'm just fucking tired, man. I'm tired of hearing about the shit.
Yeah,
like, and that's not good. You don't want to get
to be worn out by it.
Yeah, worn out by all the
chaos.
Atrocities.
David Centofanti. Is that how you say your last name? Centofanti.
There's like 9 different ways to say it.
What's your favorite way to say it?
The Italian way,
which is
Centofanti.
Centofanti.
Yeah,
that's so sexy, dude. You showed up like a true Italian dude with like a toothpick hanging out your mouth, a thick one. It looks like those don't come stock. That looks like at least ply grade, AA standard toothpick. Do you bring those from home, or do you?
I have them in my car. I have like one of those things like pour it on. Like
dude,
200 of them.
See, that is. I feel like that is a Italian thing to just have toothpicks in your car.
Well, the main reason is to not have a cigarette in my mouth.
Oh,
I have that fixation.
Yeah.
But even before that toothpick, I had 2 cigarettes. So what is it? What is it doing?
I mean,
it's nothing.
As long as it didn't stop 3 cigarettes. I mean,
yeah. I almost had a 3rd cigarette before I let you know I was here.
Really?
And I was like, but then I was like, I don't need to.
The craziest thing about cigarettes is not like it almost outweighs them slowly killing people, is how cool you look with a cigarette.
It's the best.
There's nothing cooler than someone just like flicking a cigarette. It's bad for the environment, but it's like, that's the coolest move you could ever do on planet Earth, is just and then walk away.
The other day I was walking, I had a far walk to my car in Houston, and I was just imagining like some guy coming up to me and trying to start some shit, like John Wick shit in my head, just like imagining. And I was just imagining flicking the cigarette in his face and then punching. Like, yeah, they do their own advertising, you know?
Yeah.
They're so cool, but they're so bad for you.
Yeah. It's almost worth it just to live a life smoking cigarettes, just to have that moment. Everywhere you go, you have the chance of being the coolest moment of anybody's existence, of just like flicking a cigarette at them. They're just like, fuck, that was cool. I feel like if someone flicked a cigarette at me right before fighting me, even though I'd be angry, I'd be like, that was pretty sick that you did that.
No, see, if someone flicks a cigarette at me, I'm going to...
Oh,
I'm not even going to knock it away. I'm going to catch it and I'm going to finish it and then I'm going to beat the shit out.
That's that reverse Uno on someone, dude. David Centofanti is our guest today, a hilarious comedian based here in Austin, Texas, runs a show every Sunday at...
Every other
Sunday. Yeah. Best Medicine. Mm-hmm. Best Medicine at Sunset Strip in the heart of Austin on 6th Street, down there with the crazies. You guys have been a little bit of your own, and you know, your girls in the IDF, or was you're kind of in the ADF down there because all the bomb scares and shootings and things happening off 6th Street. Wild down there.
I've had a show canceled because of a bomb or a grenade was found in the back alley. Then there was a shooting across the street. Yeah, it's just been... It's to be honest, I hate 6th Street.
Yeah.
And what a terrible place to build our comedy empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 clubs right there, maybe 5. I don't know. There's so many come and go.
Yeah.
And it's just, we're surrounded by meth heads,
Yeah.
gangs, tourists.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's trash. It's
almost as if Simba was like, you know what? I want to build my empire in the elephant graveyard.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah. It's like everything the light doesn't touch, we're going to build comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is crazy that sometimes you get out of a show late on 6th Street and it's a different world from when you went in. You're just like, oh, the apocalypse happened while I was telling shitty jokes on stage. And now I have to avoid horses and shit down here. And it's a wild place. It's just hell on earth.
Yeah. Did you see that crazy girl?
Which one, brother?
Rubbing the horse shit all over herself.
No.
Yeah. She tried comedy. So she's been.
That was her act. She's like, well, my final trick.
She went viral for it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
She probably got booked on a couple shows.
First time I ever saw her, she was on Banana Phone, I think, at Creek in the Cave, Candace Medina's show. Mm-hmm. And Derek Dimful sucked on her toes.
Okay.
That was like, it was atrocious, disgusting. And then like a month later, she went viral for like rubbing horse shit all over herself in the street. And she was just surrounded by a bunch of people like recording her going like, oh, this bitch is crazy.
Man, how long ago was this?
It was last year.
Okay.
Sometime.
Because now that you're saying it, I almost start remembering the video. I mean, I follow, there's also another great one, 6th Street Fights on Instagram, where you just see these crazy things happen. But what's crazy is the police presence. They show up like a gang, like it's the gangs in New York, and they're just in there.
Yeah.
Just beating the shit out of people. Yeah, that's a wild place. When did you move here to Central Texas?
Man, you asked me that, and I'm like, I can't wait till when I get to move away from 6th Street and be done with it. I moved here 3 years ago.
Okay.
I said 4 years ago.
So like what, beginning of 2021, something like that? That's
exactly.
Around when I moved here. Do you want to get out? Do you have an escape plan?
I have an escape plan in the works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you heading next?
In the Northeast.
Really?
Yeah. Either New York or Boston.
Ooh. Yeah. New York. I think New York is still kind of mecca for comedy. I mean, you just have so many seasoned vets there that are really in the trenches still getting better.
And there's multiple varieties of comedy. Here, it just feels like we're all under one umbrella.
Yeah.
And that's dictating everyone's acts.
Yeah.
And how everyone is writing and how what everyone's trying to get is just one. We're all trying to get up one hill.
We're all trying to get beamed up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just, I don't know if that's healthy for the creation of comedy.
It's also creating kind of a bottleneck of people. If you're like the variety is turning into a bottleneck if there is only one hill.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I don't know if I'm their cup of tea, and I don't know if that's what I want to be.
Amen.
So if we're at a crossroads of like, oh, we don't fit each other, like then it's like, well, they already have their hill built. So then that's on me to either adjust and stick it out here and try to get work in that market or go to a different market. Like that's the beautiful thing about America. You're not withheld within the state you live in. Yeah. So.
I could see you being a great East Coast comic.
It makes more sense for my style. You know?
Yeah.
Every time I go out there, it's just so much more fun.
Yeah.
I'm around more of like my people. There's not a lot of Italian Jews in Texas.
Yeah.
I feel very like a minority.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is weird to say as someone who's not a minority on the grand scheme of things. But here in Texas, it's like, I don't relate to all these like German Texans and Mexicans.
I could see you not relating to the German Texans, dude. That makes sense. And you do have a style. There's one thing I've noticed about watching you is that you're very good. I feel like you can handle audiences and give it back when an audience, if anything happens, or like it just, You have the style to kind of banter with an audience and tell them to shut the fuck up or just have fun with them. But in a fun way where you're like, this is part of it. Is like, hey, we're breaking balls up here, you know?
Yeah. And also, it'd be nice to perform for someone that's not white.
Yeah.
Our crowds are so white out here.
Yeah.
So white.
Yeah. And just odd sometimes. Andre Ricks was just on the pod last week, and he talked about that a lot, how the audiences in Austin are so one thing that you're not being tried by them. You're not growing from them. There's not a lot of resistance. He like loves performing in black rooms. He's like, because they're going to tell you the truth.
This might not be public information, so maybe this might need to be cut. But is he moving to Detroit? Did he mention that? Or
he might have talked about that a little bit on the podcast.
Okay. Because I know I've heard he was thinking of moving to Detroit.
Yeah.
Because he was wanting to perform for more black rooms.
Yeah, he did mention that on the podcast. Because like an idiot, whenever I hear Detroit, I go, Detroit! Because of Eminem. You're from Detroit originally, yeah? So I'm sure you've heard that 1,000.
The second best rapper from Detroit.
No way, dude.
Yeah, no one knows that yet, but
number one opera singer from Detroit, dude.
Yeah.
Andre talked about that, about going to Detroit just because, which is cool because I feel like there's a huge migration here because of just opportunity, which I love it here. I think I'm settling here. Like I love being outside of Austin. Maybe if I lived in Austin, I would hate it because I do. So like, but I couldn't
you're
live
in a
there.
nice little town here. I was like driving through. I was like, there's a lot of fire trucks and cops.
Yeah,
and
it's balanced.
Yeah, it's a small town, but like you can tell there's like some old money here.
What's crazy is
they're protecting it. And we don't have to tell people where you live,
but it's like it's booming now. Like it's on the come up. We got a Costco, dude, where we made it. But I like being outside. I like living in my home life to be very like comfortable and kind of like a sanctuary. And I like going into the chaos. I like, I like going into Austin and like experiencing that. But if I had to live in that, I would hate it. I'd be like, this is so unstable. And just like, you see these $1 million houses in Austin and there's just homeless people lurking outside of them.
Yeah, we had a lady try to break into our apartment and we live in a nice part of town.
Yeah.
A lady tried to break into our apartment 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah. Like we're sitting there, we're watching The Holiday, fantastic movie. Jack Black, Cameron Diaz. I'm there having a gay old time. I stand up to get like a snack or something and I look out my window and I see a lady across the street sitting on a bench, like looking into our apartment. Now, I don't usually like to have the blinds up, but we have this new like cat tree thing that hangs down off the window. So we usually leave it open for our cats to sleep on. And I see her and it catches my eye because like I'm always aware of what's happening out there because I always feel like I am being watched if my blinds are up. And I see her and I'm like, okay, like I made note of it. And then like 15 minutes later, I go up and I grab like a soda and she's still there, but she's like now like leaning forward and still like looking. So I'm like, okay, fuck this. She's like looking in, like she can see us moving around and stuff.
Yeah.
Me and my girl. So I put the cat tree thing up, move the cats, and I put the blinds down. And when I'm putting the blinds down, I'm like, obviously like I'm making eye contact with her. I close the blinds. Not even like 5 minutes after closing the blinds, banging on our door, someone trying to turn the handle. She's saying like, I live here, let me in. So I don't even think twice. I call the cops immediately because I'm like, I'm not fucking around with this. Like I'm not in Detroit. All my long guns are in Detroit, so I don't have any protection,
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right.
Damn, dude. That's wild. Did they end up coming out? They get her?
Oh, they got there quick, bro. I'm pretty sure how it works now is they must be piping in the 911 call to the officers closest to the scene. So right when you give them the address or the location, they must be listening into the cop car because as I'm talking to the guy, the 911 call, cops are pulling up already.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, they must be listening in because they pulled up and then they had all the information already.
Wow.
And then I just like watched it through my people and through the window. And she said she hadn't slept in 3 days. She said she was from San Antonio, but she was obviously like Spanish speaking first. And then, so what I imagine is this bitch was on like a meth bender with some dude, and he got sick of her and just like ditched her. Yeah. And then she didn't know where she was.
Damn. Yeah, that's wild to deal with. Dude, I wonder if the cops have like an Uber system where it just like pops up and they're like, oh, I can take this call. Like they're the closest one to it.
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope. I'm all for the police right now.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I was in Houston yesterday, literally driving by Lakewood Church when the shooting happened at Lakewood Church.
Really?
Yeah. This woman walked in with a rifle and her child. I don't know if it was her kid, but she had a child with her, like a 5-year-old. And it was the 2 p.m. Spanish service. So we're just driving by. We just stopped by and picked up some stuff, and we're taking, and I'm like, why is there was helicopters, cop cars, like swarming the scene. Yeah. And I was just like, okay. So I like quickly cut right to get around it because I was like, we're going to get stuck here. Something happened. Yeah. First thought is, okay, there was a deadly car accident. And then when I rounded the corner and I saw the helicopter, and then I saw 4 more cruisers speed up, blocking 4 different streets, I was like, oh, we have an active shooter. And I called it. It was an active shooter. Damn. And she walked in. She shot 2 people. Luckily, they didn't die. They are in critical condition. Damn. And the cops shot her. 2 off-duty cops got her. They stopped her before she killed anyone. Wow. But she had her child with her, or a kid. I don't even know if it was her child. Like, I don't know if the full report on that. But the kid got shot in the crossfire too. The kid's in critical condition. Fuck. But the police were on the scene like immediately, and also thank God for the off-duty police officers carrying. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It makes me want to carry. Yeah. Like, also like start properly training again. It's just crazy times, man. Yeah. But to be that close to that shit, and then it's weird. I don't know what's going on with the border. I don't know what's going on with, we can ramp it into a big circle of fear. But I don't know. I think at the end of the day, a majority of people are good, decent people. Yeah. But it's just like, it just seems to really stick out lately.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of weird shit that happens. And I agree with you. I'm like, what I do like about Texas is that there are a lot of people who are concealed carrying a lot of the times, and it's at least an option. Cause I mean, I have like concealed carry stuff when I'm going places. Like if a wife and I are going somewhere, like I usually have something that has something in it, and just being so mysterious about it.
No, but that's good. That's smart. Yeah. Detroit, it's open carry. Oh, wow. Which is like, I hate it. Yeah. I hate it so much.
It makes me
much rather not see the gun than see it. Yeah. Especially because it's like, if open carry, it's like you're not going to pull it, obviously, but it just makes me so tense.
Yeah. Yeah. I see people sometimes even at Buc-ee's, because Texas, you can open carry. There was like a huge thing, I want to say like in 2022, where it changed to open carry. Okay. First day I saw it, I saw 2 guys walking down the street in Austin with like pistols. I was like,
of course, yeah. They're like, oh, now I can do it, so I will.
Yeah. But there's a lot of people who came out saying that it's almost more dangerous to open carry than to conceal carry, because you're letting people know where a weapon is if something happens. Yep. Like you lose the element of surprise if you are going to do something. But it's, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I don't know what the right answer is.
It provokes. Yeah. You bring a gun, it starts something. Yeah. It's like, okay, now everyone's on edge. Someone might have a gun tense. And it sets them off.
Yeah. The guy at Buc-ee's had a shirt on that I think it said, fuck your feelings. And he was wearing a Glock on his side of his thing. And I was just like, dude, you're hoping every day you wake up and you put that holster on and you're like, hopefully today's the day someone fucking gets in front of me at the Buc-ee's line. Cause like you're going to use it even just as an intimidation thing. You're like, hey buddy.
Yeah. You just,
I was in line already.
Unlock it. Yeah.
My tri-tip sandwich is going to get cold if you just stand in front of me right now.
I forget who the comedian was. I wish I could give them credit, but he has a bit about, he got a new gun. And then he was like, I got this gun. And I was just like, well, when do I get to use it? So he's like, I just started to leave my door open at night, and I would just sit in my living room and wait.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's crazy. And when you start looking at stuff with the border, and you like what you kind of were talking about in the beginning of the episode is like being tired and worn out. And it's like, there's something that I get where I have to try to prioritize the kind of information I'm taking in all the time from what actually affects my life, what's important to actually focus on. Like, can I control anything in this? Or like, am I getting caught up in other people, like things in the world going on that is just going to do nothing but stress me out and waste all my energy for that day? Mm-hmm. And that's what sometimes you see it with people who like protest every single cause. They're like stressed out. They have so much anxiety and panic in the world. And it's like, dude, I don't know if it's feasible to try to fix every world problem.
That's impossible.
And it's like you have so much information of bad shit happening throughout the world. Like even like my mom sometimes in our hometown, it was like ghetto. She'll be on like the Facebook scanner groups and just be like telling me like 7 times a night. She's like, they just broke in here. They just shot this person, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't feel any of that because I'm not on there. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, I don't know. There's just like so much information that can make you stressed out.
Yeah. It's how much you want to feed into that. That's why sometimes I want to tell my girl, I'm like, you could just ignore it.
Yeah.
Because it's just like you're getting so worked up about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did she grow up in Israel? Is that why? Because I know they
born in Moscow, lived in Israel, and then grew up in Miami. Like she's lived all over the world. Yeah.
So she was born in Moscow, and then went to Israel
for a little bit.
Okay. And did she serve in the IDF because when you're a citizen there, you have to, or she was just like,
no, it's not required,
okay,
but you can. Yeah.
Go serve.
You can serve.
Okay. Yeah. And then she went to Miami. Mm-hmm. Dang. Did she watch the Putin interview that happened recently with Tucker?
We haven't talked about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
She'll probably brief me on it later.
Yeah. Someone told me to watch it. They're like, it's a good one.
It's fascinating. I watched it. And just to see, I don't know. We can get into politics, and I
don't believe he's real.
Putin?
Yeah.
Dude.
I think he's an American asset.
Really?
Yeah, I do. 100%.
Really? Mm-hmm. Why?
It's one particular moment that made me think this.
Is he a bad guy? Is that what he is?
No, I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's working for the United States, and I think it's just, or not even the United States, just the greater powers to control all assets of leadership and information. I think they want us to look at Russia like they're a bad guy.
Yeah.
I think they still want most people to think that Russia is like in this Cold War state with us. Mm-hmm. And I think at the end of the day, they are more like us than we can ever imagine.
Whoa.
There's no reason why we couldn't and shouldn't be unified with Russia. And I think Vlad is part of the powers that be to make sure that doesn't happen for whatever reason. Like they don't want the people to be unified for some reason. I'm not educated enough to know what that reason is, but I definitely know it's probably fear on their end or just control, just wanting control, wanting to have fun with the pawns as they may see us. But there's one, because there was a moment where Leonardo DiCaprio was going over to Russia and his plane hit like turbulence and almost crashed. And it landed, emergency landing. And then he got on another plane and continued on his flight to Russia. And if you watch Vlad talk to him and talk about it to the people, this dude is so starstruck. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. This is your president. This is Vlad. Oh, yeah. This is this strong, mighty man. And he is fawning over Leonardo DiCaprio like he's meeting someone of true power. And it's like, oh, you're just like you're an actor.
Yeah.
You're starstruck. You ain't real, bro. You're not a actual bad guy. You're not a villain. You're just another human being who's fallen over idols, false idols. And it's like, oh, you aren't the real deal. You're not an enemy and you're not a threat. You're just a soft I don't want to say loser, but it's like, yo, you're just like everyone else.
He definitely is just a person like everybody else. But Putin, I don't support these beliefs that you're not going to do anything. I mean, the KGB would say otherwise, that Putin may have done some stuff in the past.
Yeah, they got the KGB. We got the HEB, bro.
Oh, shit.
Come at me, bro.
Dude.
Come at me.
Yeah, where are you at with that, Putin?
I'd rather have Lashonda, the clerk at HEB, on my side
Than the KGB, dude?
than the impaler.
I do like that you call him Vlad. Like you're just on a first name, half name basis with him. You know?
Well,
like,
okay, so I call it's because I don't know how to. I always hear me say Putin, and I always think I'm saying it wrong, so I just go straight for Vlad. Yeah,
it is a tight move to call him Vlad, V-Dog.
V-Dizzle.
Do you feel like being from Detroit, and I see this in you, and it could be that I grew up in a ghetto area, but that you have a lot of street smarts and you kind of are always watching your environment. I don't know what part of Detroit you grew up in.
Dad was in Detroit. Like my dad lived in Detroit proper, and my mom lived out in the suburbs.
Okay.
So I got Detroit on the weekends, and then I got a proper education on the weekdays.
Nice balance, dude. The best of both worlds.
Luckily, though, Detroit's turned it around now. Like my cousin, he is a athletic director and teacher down at I'm not going to say the name of the high school, but he teaches in Detroit, and he has been part of the movement, and a lot of people have done great things to like really turn that city around. And it is a powerful city again.
Really?
It's small in numbers, like it's the size of probably Boston in population. It's no longer over 1 million people.
Yeah.
You know, it was once the biggest city in the world. But like now you look at it and it's like it's getting healthy. It's renewing itself. It's investing in itself. The people are believing again. The gray skies don't seem to reflect, because it's gray like 4 months out of the year.
Yeah.
They don't seem to reflect the mood and energy of the people anymore. Used to feel like, oh, this is dreary.
Yeah.
Now it's like it's gray skies, but people are still believing in the blue.
Oh.
Like it's a beautiful resurgence.
Yeah.
And like I could see why Andre Ricks would want to move there.
Yeah.
I don't like to return just yet. Like I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
I still have a lot to learn in other cities in the country, but I could see myself going back to Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an incredible place. Incredible people. And yeah, I love that place.
That's awesome. I know. So it used to be like the biggest steel. Was it steel? Like cars?
No, that's more Pittsburgh. Cars, yeah.
Okay.
But like the steel industry was all like Youngstown and Pittsburgh. And,
okay.
But manufacturing of cars,
Was
the first
in-
assembly lines,
It was all
that
Detroit.
was Detroit, yeah.
And then they started shipping that overseas, and then that all just went away.
Which I don't think is a bad thing,
Right.
because you got to think of the environmental effect. I'm okay with not having factories in the United States.
Yeah.
We do have to figure out what the fuck our thing is, though. We
Yeah.
have to be competitive. But I like the fact that we don't have factories here pumping smoke into our... I mean, we share the earth, so no matter where the factory is, it affects us all. But
Yeah.
I like that it's not in my backyard.
Was there factories when you were a kid, or was it already pretty much gone?
No, most of them were starting to diminish
Okay.
as a kid.
So was there what is like kind of the big industry in Detroit now?
It's still auto. Like
Really?
they make the Jeeps up there, like
Okay.
the Commanders and stuff. There's a Ford stamping plant that was in my backyard. You know, Daimler Chrysler building. So a lot of the headquarters
Yeah.
of these big auto companies are still there. Cannabis is becoming a huge industry in Michigan.
That's awesome.
A lot of those old auto warehouses in Detroit, they got like bought out in like 2012 and 2013 by a lot of cannabis growers.
Yeah.
And now they're just used to grow weed.
That's awesome.
Becoming like big time, like,
So they're like adapting and they're becoming
yeah, it's like
figuring out.
it's a crop, you know.
Yeah.
Corn is big from Michigan.
Yeah. What how's the comedy scene out there?
It's better than when I left.
Yeah.
When I left, it was nothing
Yeah.
to really like stay for.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do it every day,
Yeah.
because it was just everything was so far from each other. Like you'd have to drive from 2 hours to each show and mic.
Ugh.
Since I've left, they've opened 2 clubs. This was 2016. So it's in 8 years. They've opened 2 clubs, one in Detroit, right next to Little Caesars Arena.
Oh.
So it's right down. It's the Detroit House of Comedy. It's pretty cool.
Detroit have a good pizza?
Yeah.
Is that Detroit style? It's like the
pan pizza?
Yeah, it's like pan, right? Like it's not
a square
slice. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Detroit via 313. I don't know if you've had that out
Via
here.
313 is all right. That's like a pretty girl from the suburbs of Detroit.
Oh,
Via
really?
313. It's like, yeah, that's Detroit, but she's dressed up. Like she's been spoiled. She's not true. Like if you got to go to actual Detroit to get the proper Detroit style. If you went through and three, see, my biggest issue with them is that I think it's because they wash their pans with soap.
Oh.
And the nice thing about a proper Detroit style pizza is the pans are only washed with scalding hot water. Oh. So the flavor of the oils and salts and like stuff settle in, and in time your pizza gets better because the pan gets seasoned.
Yeah.
And via 313, it's just like the dough on the bottom is like so like crisp and white. And I'm just like, okay, that's nice and pretty, but that's not like seasoned at all.
You want the ghost of 50 other pizzas on the bottom of it.
100%.
That's such an Italian thing to notice, to be like, they wash these with soap.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want that seasoned pan.
Is there a big Italian community in Detroit?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Not as big as Boston. I'll tell you what, man. I went to Boston for the first time last year ever. We went around Halloween, and they have the biggest Little Italy.
Oh, really?
I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
In America. It's incredible. Boston has that shit on lock. The North End. Italian restaurants for blocks and blocks. Little delis, little cannoli places. Incredible food. You could spend the whole vacation in just that block. Like I felt that's one of the reasons why I would be okay with moving to Boston.
Yeah.
Is the Little Italy. It's because I almost like cried.
Really?
I was like, holy shit. Because most Little Italies have fallen apart. Like Little Italy in New York is becoming Chinatown.
Really?
They're absorbing it.
Oh boy.
So even New York is losing its Italian heritage and culture.
They've lost their edge quite a bit.
What once was like 4 blocks is like becoming one street.
Yeah.
It's like, but Boston, it's like
it's flourishing.
Those Dagos are like, no, you ain't. It's beautiful.
Is it like, because I'm Puerto Rican and it's like food is like the center of everything. And is that how it was for you growing up? Like an Italian home? Yeah. It's just like food is love and you're just, do you cook a lot of Italian food or are you just, what's your favorite thing to cook?
I mean, the sauce, it all starts with the sauce.
Yeah.
Because luckily you can find good bronze cut pastas now.
I'm sorry, bronze cut?
Yeah. You don't want to, you'll see it, it'll say it on there, but you can tell by the color of the pasta if it's been fast dried or slow dried. And you don't want a heat dried pasta. That's like the yellow shit, Barilla and stuff. You don't want that. You want stuff that looks kind of like white and looks like it has like flour on it. Like it looks like a little like powdery.
Yeah.
That's slow air dried. It's the better pasta.
Whoa.
Yeah, you want that.
And you can find it out here?
Yeah, you can find it. Trader Joe's now carries like some nice imported from Italy pastas that are not, they don't break the bank. They're like £1 for $3. It's like impressive that they're able to do that. Wow. Someone's getting fucked in that process. Like that price is insanely good.
Yeah, I don't know how Trader Joe's makes money with how cheap a lot of their stuff is.
Right. Someone's getting fucked.
Yeah.
It's probably the farmer.
It could all just Trader Joe's could just be a front, dude. And it's just the mob holding them up. And it's just all for money laundering.
The mob controls a lot, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Like olive oil. Be careful with olive oil. Don't buy olive oil from Italy. If it says made in Italy, don't buy that olive oil.
Really?
Yeah, it's not olive oil.
What is it?
It's probably sunflower oil with like olive oil seasonings added to it.
Because of the mob, they just...
Yeah. They could corner the whole market. They mass produce it. So you want to get your olive oil from like Portugal or Spain, but even that's probably tainted a little bit.
How do you... So you just know a lot about these kind of foods. It's just...
Well, you can taste it too.
Yeah.
Like my Nonna used to get olive oil shipped in from her farm back in Italy. And she used to always give us a bottle each. And it would be, I mean, when you have the real thing, you're like, what have I been using?
Whoa.
What is this?
That's probably the coolest thing ever, is to be so cultured in food that your nonna, is that a grandma? Mm-hmm. Wow. Just gives you a bottle of olive oil from her farm back in Italy. Do you think Italians love food more than any other culture?
I'd say Mexicans are pretty close up there.
Yeah.
Because I would say some of the best Italian food I've ever had has been cooked by Mexicans.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Bold statement.
Yeah, I know. Italian, French, the French love their cuisine.
Yeah.
But
they love everything that they do, though.
And this isn't my own original thought. But the French will take ingredients and make them difficult. Like their dishes are extremely difficult to make and have like a lot of like I like Italian food because it's simple ingredients, but they're not like, there's no mystery behind. It's just patience and time.
Yeah.
It's like, you take the ham, it's like it's prosciutto, you let it cure for a long time. You take the sauce, you let it simmer for a long time. You take the pasta, you let it dry for a long time.
Yeah.
It's just time. It's not like crazy, like plated designs. It's like, here's your pasta with the sauce.
Yeah.
It's patience. So I would say China maybe too.
Yeah.
China loves their food. High respect for their food. Japan.
Oh, yeah.
I say if you look at a culture though, and the first thing you think of for that culture, I definitely think Italy, the first thing people think of is the food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems like the food in Italy, I've never been, but I just hear that it's nothing like the food here. Like even the pasta, it doesn't weigh you down.
Yeah. You lose weight eating and living in Italy. Like I ate pasta every day, bread every day, olive oil and cheese every day, and I lost weight.
Wow.
While I was there.
How long were you there for?
18 days. Wow. My last trip.
Yeah. How many times have you been? Quite a bit?
Twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I need to get back. It's been too long. Yeah.
What part of Italy?
So we have family in Rome and Abruzzo. It's the farmland northeast of Rome, about an hour and a half drive.
That's so fucking cool, dude. Just be part of a culture that has so much rich history, Yeah,
it's pretty cool. The city my city my family's from, the first aqueduct ever was built there.
No way.
Because it was up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And they were testing out the flow of water from the mountains down into the village.
Yeah.
And it's still standing.
Wow.
So it's like Caesar's first design with his people.
Yeah.
And it still stands there in the town square.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, the Romans did some crazy ass shit, like designing and everything, like what they were able to, sometimes even just for entertainment, to just like whip up, like where they would fill up the Colosseums with water and have boat fights.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
That's so cool. Yeah, we just had the Super Bowl yesterday. And I'm watching it and I'm like, man, this is our Coliseum.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
And they just keep cutting to Taylor Swift the whole time in all our Coliseum.
Yeah, of course.
Are you a big Chiefs guy?
I'm a Detroit Lion.
Oh, okay.
So I was rooting for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want the Niners to win.
Yeah.
My cousin's different. He's like, you want the team that beats you to win the Super Bowl. Because then it's like, then your loss was worth something. Yeah. But I was so bitter about that loss that I was like, I want the Chiefs to win. If Mahomes is the real deal, like, let's go. Sometimes the GOAT has to win. I'm tired of rooting for the underdog.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
I don't really even watch football. I got so into that game. Like, it was a great game. And I'm right now courting teams, deciding who my team is going to be.
Well, hey, the Detroit Lions would love to have you, man.
Yeah. Great mascot. I was looking at them and I was like, okay. When was the last time they were in the Super Bowl?
They've never been.
Okay. I like winners is the only thing.
Well, this is the time. This is the time to come on the Detroit bandwagon.
Whoa.
Is because one will have you. 2, you're going to want to be a part of this celebration when we win.
Whoa.
We're the best fans in the country.
Really?
Yeah, because we're devoted. We've been losers forever, and the fans have never given up on the franchise.
I love that. I do love it.
When we wanted a GM gone, There was a dude who would run through the stadium with a fire melon
Whoa.
thing, and he got like kicked out of the stadium. There was blacked out games for a whole year because people were like putting bags over their heads and not showing up to games, refusing to go. They would give their tickets away to the opposing team's fans as like a form of protest to be like, fire this guy. Like it's time to bring in a new.
What was he doing wrong?
Poorly mismanaged. 3 drafts in a row, 3 first top 5 picks, always drafting wide receiver. Like just didn't have any.
Just wasn't
any know-how to manage a team.
Dang. I'll consider the Lions. I'm early in the courting stage, so I look at the mascots, the merch, the
I'll
colors.
send you some highlights, bro. You're going to watch Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'll send you some highlights of him. He's our receiver.
I like that name.
Yeah. Sun God.
Whoa.
Send you some highlights of our Thunder and Lightning. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield.
Ooh.
We got Jared Goff. He's been in a Super Bowl. He played for the LA Rams.
Wow. Eminem's a big supporter of
Eminem. You get Eminem if you come on our team, bro.
Damn. That would be pretty
Kid Rock.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll
Bob
take Kid
Seger.
Rock. Okay. Yeah. The list is kind of watering down, but that's fine.
You watch yourself.
Do you like Eminem as a kid growing up in Detroit, obviously?
Yeah, of course.
What's your favorite Eminem song? Do you have one? Do you still listen to Eminem?
Till I Collapse.
Till I Collapse is a fire song.
That's it. That's the one.
Favorite album? Favorite era of Eminem? Because I'm a huge Eminem fan.
Probably Real Slim Shady.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah.
Going back.
Because that's like comedy to me.
Right.
That album is just, it's all that character.
Yeah.
You know, Slim. It's that I don't, that's to me, that's like, it's not so much rap as it is like social commentary.
Yeah.
Roasting and comedy. Like it's a comedy album.
That's so true. I've thought that before about Eminem. Like when you look at certain artists that could be comedians, I think Eminem is one of those that could.
100%.
Because I feel like, with even Hi, My Name Is came out as almost a comedy song.
Yeah. Have you seen him in the interview?
Yeah.
James Franco and Seth Rogen?
Yeah. We're like, well,
Funny.
I'm gay, so.
Dude has great comedy timing.
Yeah.
Like, and what's the other one? Funny People? Have you seen the Adam Sandler movie?
And he was like, do you want to suck my dick? Or whatever he was saying. Yeah. Yeah, no, he's... I wish he got more into acting. He...
right?
I know he was...
It's a shame he's not.
Well, what's cool about him is... And this is why I do love Die Hard Loyalty, is he won't do any movies unless they film and produce it in Detroit.
Okay, so what am I doing here in Austin then?
I know, dude. You got to get back there.
I'm gonna go. Fuck this. This is my manifestation moment,
dude. I love it. I love being part of it.
I'm gonna go make movies with Eminem.
Let's go Lions, dude.
I'm gonna step my fucking game up. I'm gonna go make movies with Eminem.
I would love it.
The world needs more movies with Eminem.
I believe that. I think he would be good at them. I think I would love to see, like, sometimes we see an actor, you go, I want to see him in a different role do this. I would love to see Eminem in some of the roles that he passed on, because he was actually supposed to play Jake Gyllenhaal's character in Southpaw.
Really?
They were gonna, he was starting to train
he wrote the song for it.
Yeah, he did like a whole, the whole, what do you call it, soundtrack for it.
Was he really?
Yeah, and he was supposed to be the actor in it. And then he also was supposed to be, Matt Damon's character ended up playing it, but it was like Elysium or something. And it was like a movie where he played, it was like a futuristic sci-fi. He played like a bottom feeder kind of peasant person. And he ends up like hijacking and going up to like...
That was supposed to be Eminem.
That was supposed to be Eminem. And they were going into like, they were starting to do it and everything, but they wouldn't film in Detroit. And he was like,
bro.
But how crazy. Like he's been up for these roles.
Because they ended up filming that in like South Africa, didn't they?
Somewhere else.
Yeah, they filmed it somewhere like wild. Because that dude's from District 9. Isn't that?
Yeah.
That's a great movie. That was supposed to be Eminem. I like that movie a lot. I knew that was supposed to be him.
Yeah.
Cool. What are other here? Let's have some fun. What's another movie role out there that would have been great if it was Eminem?
I mean, a funny one, the first one comes to mind is him in Jurassic World as Chris Pratt's character. Like, could you see him like telling, yo, back up, man? I'll be talking about my mom with like the fucking raptors.
Okay, I can see that. That's a big motion picture. I can see
it would be ridiculous as him in that role. No one, because that's the thing about Eminem is he almost can only do cameos because he's so Eminem.
Yeah, he is.
To where
so it
you're
has,
like,
it can't, yeah, he's not if he is the lead, it has to be like Manchester by the Sea.
yeah,
Like Casey Affleck's role.
yeah, yeah, that would be
Pulling the
great.
gun on himself in the cop station.
Yeah, dude, what a powerful moment.
Fuck that movie.
You don't like it?
I can't watch it again.
Yeah,
That's a movie where you see it, you're like, I can't watch this twice.
yeah. Like I would love to see Eminem in like an A24 movie. You know, I love to see like, yeah. Because that's the thing is he was so good in 8 Mile because he was almost playing himself.
Yeah.
And it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to see.
Trying to think of some A24 movies that he would have fit in. Well,
there was one with William Dafoe where I think he was at a
William.
Dafoe.
Did you just call him William?
Yeah, wasn't that his name?
Willem.
Willem Dafoe?
Yeah.
That's how it's pronounced?
It's Willem.
Willem. Really?
William.
Dude, I'm just going to start calling him Will like you say Vlad now.
I met him once.
Did you really?
Sweetheart.
Oh, yeah, you can
The
see
nicest man ever.
Really?
Yeah, it was so cool.
Where'd you meet him?
Whole Foods, West Hollywood. Wow. Yeah.
Is he so intense?
No, he's short.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he's
Short people can be
You
intense.
look at him and you're like, that. No human looks like this. So you're like, that's Willem Dafoe. And then, like, said hi to him, but then he got like swarmed by a bunch of other people. One of them was some dude he used to act with, like way back in the day. The guy was going on and on about how he didn't make it, but Willem was just standing there going, "Yeah, it's a tough industry.
Oh,
it's
man.
a very tough industry.
Yeah.
Yeah." And just so patient though and sweet. Let the guy like talk it out, and then it was just nice. Just he's didn't get like overwhelmed or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I randomly just saw a clip this morning of him. Rick Glassman did the opening for, I don't know, the Astra Film Festival. I don't know. Do you know Rick Glassman? He's a comedian. He does like a lot. He's like one of my favorite comedians because he just like, it's so much like breaking the fourth wall with comedy. And he did like a fake, he was hosting the Astra Film Festival. And he's like doing his kind of comedy and it's hilarious. And some of the people, the actors, because they take themselves so serious, are just like, oh, this is so stupid. But William Dafoe is like dying laughing in the crowd. And then at the end of it, gives Rick Glassman a standing ovation. Like he's the only person standing.
Nice.
And he has like that William Dafoe like laugh, like, you know, it's just so intense. That's good to hear that he's a sweet fellow though.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and what's that? It's like the most legendary. It was probably the first thing I saw where I'm like, oh, this dude is insane. Is it Mean Street Hooligans? No,
I've never seen it.
No. Something Saints, where he's like, this was a firefight.
It's not Boondock. No, not
Boondock Saints.
Is it?
Yeah, where he plays the detective.
Is it Boondock Saints?
It's Boondock Saints.
It is.
Yeah, he plays the detective and he does this huge thing. He's a gay guy. And then like
Marshall could have been one of the brothers.
Dude, yeah,
He could have
I
been
could
in
see
that.
him
Yeah.
in that. What kind of movies do you like? Are you a big Marvel guy? You a big
I used to be. Right up until Thanos.
right up till
Yeah, when Thanos thing happened and they killed off Robert Downey Jr., I was kind of like, I think this is it for me. And then I went and saw a couple more after it.
yeah.
And I think the last one I saw in theaters was the Stephen Strange one.
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they started throwing the piano
Yeah.
music at each other and fighting, I was like, this isn't for me anymore.
It got too silly, huh?
Yeah, it's just corny. And I was like, it is what it is. It's for kids, you know? Like
Yeah.
I remember Iron Man 1 came out when I was 13,
Yeah.
14. So I got to like follow it all the way through into my late 20s and then sayonara, you know? Like
Yeah.
and I'm happy with it. I had a great ride. The MCU gave me a lot of amazing moments and a lot of great movies, but they are not making movies for me anymore.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Like I'm over it. I know they're going to keep going. They're not going to stop, you know?
Yeah.
But I wonder if it feels like right now, because it feels like it is kind of just like the same shit over
Mm-hmm.
and over again and starting to kind of lose steam. Is this what it felt like when John Wayne died? And they were like, are we going to keep making Westerns, or is it time to move into a new era of movies?
That's interesting.
And now that you see, like, I don't know, like the last couple of years, it feels like Hollywood and films are starting to get back on track to being creative. Now we are in this weird, like, I don't want to use the word psychedelic, but it does feel like we're going into a revolutionary point of film where it's like everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
Beau is Afraid.
Yeah.
Like there's this wild like everything is an A24 movie now.
Yeah.
Where it's like kind of an obscure, odd universe with like a tinge of like fear and anguish.
Yeah. I agree with that. And I think it's good because I think Marvel almost broke movies, like with the way that it was just like you couldn't compete against it almost because it had such a superhero element, like, and just like that dedication, and they were making it a comedy and they were making it a love movie. And it was like these movies that were just a comedy movie or just like a love story couldn't compete because it was like one dimensional.
Yeah, it's like dating a girl you never fight with.
Yeah.
You're like, are we really growing?
Yeah.
Like this is
spice this up a little bit.
Yeah, you need to be able to disagree on some stuff.
Yeah.
Like I like going to a movie and being like, I didn't like that, but also I see why the director did that. Yeah. Or then you talk, you know what I miss? I miss standing outside of the parking lot of movie theaters for an hour after the movie, dissecting the movie with my friends.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that with superhero movies.
Yeah.
Because it's just, what is there to discuss? It's almost too perfect of a story.
Yeah.
You know, it's the good guy, the bad guy wins. And I feel like that's why it was nice to dip during Thanos. Because it was like, he won. Honestly, I wish I would have just stopped after Infinity War.
And just had it wrap up
when
that.
When he wins and everyone died. Like, yeah. I'd never see Spider-Man come back. I would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
And then even like the Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire coming back, I was like, what are we doing here?
You didn't like that?
I loved it.
Oh, okay.
But I'm also aware, like, why are we doing this?
Because we can, dude.
How is it already nostalgia?
I know.
Like, I'm like,
crazy.
These movies aren't even 10 years like from being done, and we're already having like nostalgia feelings for it. Dude, everything's on fast forward, man.
Yeah.
It's just wild.
Yeah. And that's what's coming around again. And I think they really capitalized on it for a long time was nostalgia. Like, I feel like everything, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, everything. Have you seen the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? It's supposed to be amazing.
The one of the voice actors of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles got kicked out of Sunset.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
Underage.
Oh.
So he's like 20 or 19 or whatever.
Oh,
and
okay.
he came in with a fake ID and he tried to order drinks at the bar.
Oh, come on.
Our manager's like, I know who he is. Don't serve him. He's not 21. And she's like, it was a very funny sentence. She just goes, your age is on Google. She's like, everything about you is on Google. How are you going to try to buy a drink here?
Yeah.
She's like, you got to go.
That's hilarious. How long ago was that?
Last year. I mean, we haven't been open for a year yet. So
how are you liking Sunset? Are you an official position there, or do you just produce a show there? Oh boy, we can move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because let's just move on.
Okay. Ceilings are too high. Yeah. Let's. Where do we go from here?
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah. Speaking of cooks, you know what I like to do when a movie is good, or even when it's bad. I like the idea of seeing a completely different director film that movie and do that movie and try to give it justice. Like, I would love to see, let's see, for example.
I like this.
Yeah, where you take a movie like Jurassic World, it's just some blockbuster, and you give like one of the greatest horror directors complete control of it.
Do you like Jurassic? You brought it up a
Jurassic
couple
World.
times.
The original Jurassic Park is probably my favorite movie.
One of the greatest
time.
movies ever made. It's almost a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In so many different ways.
You know what? It is a perfect movie.
Yeah. From music, story, everything. It has every element in it.
Yeah. I think the only flaw with that movie might be...
Got this right here, baby.
Oh, look at that. The amber. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. I think the only flaw, now that I like really think about it, is...
Not enough black people. Oh, sorry.
No, there's a good amount of black. I mean, you got Sam Jackson. He's like 12 black people in one.
That's so true.
How did the T-Rex get into the... I guess you could say...
Inside the
Yeah,
thing?
because I guess you could say the building is under construction.
Army crawl,
so
brother.
it was able to like get in. But that's really it. That's my own
yeah.
bit. But even that, it's like it's under construction, so you can find that flaw to be like not good enough. But other than that, it's a perfect movie.
Yeah, that is also... Because I've thought about that so many times when you're watching it, and it's just like he crept up on them for that moment and had no idea. You didn't hear the boom, even though you could hear that so far away.
It's perfect. Like it sets it up so well.
And I always thought with the part where they're waiting in the car, and for that during that boom boom moment, you see like the goat and everything, and the T-Rex is right there. But when they go over with the car, it's now like a really deep thing.
That's the other one. Yes,
it's like
thank
what
you. Okay,
happened
that's
here?
the flaw. That's it. Yeah. Thank you. No, you pointed out actually a true flaw. Yeah. So is the enclosure deep, or is it like, does it have a drop off?
That's what because it didn't make sense because they went off where the T-Rex was. Like it went to the tree and it was so far down and they had to climb up and everything.
Down. Yeah.
So that never made sense to me.
Yeah, that's it. That's there we go. There's the one flaw with the movie. I have seen that and thought about that before. Oh, and there is one point where when the T-Rex does come out, the front car with the kids, because the guy runs to the bathroom, he leaves the door open. But when it cuts to Ian and was it Ian Malcolm and
Dr. Grant?
And it's showing from their perspective, the car in front of them, the door is shut.
Oh, really?
And then it cuts back to the car
and
she closes the door.
Yeah.
And I was like, just little things. But it's like nice continuity errors.
Yeah.
Where you're like, well, at least, because I kind of like it because I'm like, man, it's Spielberg, right?
Yeah.
It's like, this is a fucking Spielberg movie and it still has a few flaws.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like humbling and nice because you're like, well, this is the greatest filmmaker of all time. And there's still a few things that like fall through the cracks. Yeah.
It's always crazy in movies where you see little things that happen. Like there's a clip from Lord of the Rings where there's a car driving on the hillside. No. You can just see the glint of it going around the hill.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with people like the guys who really used to edit on film and it wasn't digital. It was like, I feel like Spielberg, I don't even know if we had digital at that time.
That's also why I fuck those Marvel movies. Because they're all shot in a warehouse.
Yeah.
They're not actually in life.
Yeah.
They're all like in fake manufactured.
It comes across.
Yeah.
You know?
Inauthentic.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be hard to do superhero movies. Like that'd probably be so expensive to do all these sets. But that's also why a movie like Jurassic Park holds up is because it wasn't animatronic. Like it wasn't digital. And that's why I think there's not that many good dinosaur movies. Like up until recently, they're starting to try to do them.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever you would have like on a bullshit sci-fi network a terrible dinosaur movie where the shadows aren't even blended and it's all digital, you're like, this is completely terrible. Mm-hmm. But you see that T-Rex looking through with its eyeball. Yeah. And you're just like, real. Holy shit. Yeah,
they spend time and money on it.
All the different sounds, like the way they developed the raptor sounds.
Have you seen how they created the T-Rex's roar?
Was it there's lions?
They've put an authentic T-Rex out.
It's like a guttural kind of. Yeah.
But they use like whales, lions. They like put like 4 different animals together to create that like noise. But yeah, most of it is like whale calls. Yeah. That they like mixed with lions, which is so cool.
They because that's what I think is Jurassic Park is a horror movie. It's supposed to be. It should be. Mm-hmm. The book is very dark. I don't know if you've ever read the book, but
did Michael Crichton live to see that first movie come out, or did he die before it came out?
I don't know.
Okay.
But even like the elements of the velociraptors, how you never see it, like the way the movie starts, it's like so dark. It grabs the guy, you see his body. Like that's almost like the movie Alien or something. Like the way it's like such a dark, and he's like, shoot her, shoot her, and you never see her completely.
That's also they master the not showing you the thing.
Yeah.
And like that's classic Spielberg
Yeah.
too. It's they don't
like
show
Jaws.
you Jaws. Yeah. They don't show you what it is until later. So you as the audience member are building up this image in your head already based off of your fears.
Yeah.
And that's respect from the director to you, the audience member. To being like, well, I'll show you. It's scary, but like you create it first in your head.
Yeah.
And then I'll match your expectations.
That's fascinating.
Now they just show you the fucking villain and bad thing right away. And you're like, well, now I know what that it's like. Okay, this is what this is. Okay. Cool.
Even like with trailers where you see too much in the trailer, you're just like, well, this is the whole movie. And then you go see the movie and you're like, well, yeah, this was the whole movie. All the coolest parts.
Best trailer of all time was the trailer for the first teaser trailer for The Dark Knight.
I don't remember.
It was, when I wish I could show you. It's just, it's the bat symbol slowly appearing with like from the darkness. It just slowly appears with light, and it looks like it's coming from afar. Things are like hitting it, but there's no sound except for the audio from the movie. So it has like Christian Bale saying something. It has
Was Scarecrow?
Alfred saying something. And then right at the end of the trailer, when it fully starts showing the bat symbol, is you hear Heath Ledger's Joker do his laugh.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't see any of them.
Yeah.
You don't see what the imagery is. So again, you're in your head. You're like, oh, like it's a proper teaser. Like they're not giving you anything away. They're just building up anticipation with sound.
Yeah.
And I just love that. It's the perfect teaser trailer.
Yeah.
And that's like I love that. It's Christopher Nolan or whoever was in charge of his marketing, like understood. They were like, don't show him just yet.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think that's something that's changing with the audience? Like the audience is too, like social media has changed everything to like instant gratification and like what you can do to where it's like people aren't even settling down long enough to enjoy a teaser in a movie that isn't paced to correctly make you do work while watching it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's crazy.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm getting old, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm still patient with it. So I'm like losing touch with how to keep up.
Which isn't a bad thing. You know, I think there's just a point where you're just like, I like the things I like and I want to enjoy the things I enjoy. Because there's something, you don't need to be in the know or experience of everything there is available because it's infinite now, you know?
Yeah. Word.
God, we're so fucking deep, dude.
A Tarantino directing Jurassic Park would have been interesting.
Oh, see, I'd love to see it. Just take a director that you really love and just see what they would do with it. You know? It'd be like having a comedian take a premise. You guys all take this premise. You all make a joke about it. And we're going to watch it in 6 months. Like it's just,
I like that.
It's just such an experiment where it's just like, cool. Do this. Let's just see what happens. Like if I had AI power, not AI powered. I mean, AI would probably do it, but like, I would love to just see a time machine where alternate realities. You're like, let's have this person do this movie. Let's see what they did. You know?
I used ChatGPT to help me write a script once.
Really?
Yeah. Cause I had this idea and it was about artificial intelligence. So I was like, well, let's write it together.
Yeah.
So then I got like really good at like the prompts and stuff. And that was fun. So I have this whole script that is written by ChatGPT.
What are you going to do?
Noted on my prompts. I don't know. It was just more of a, something I wanted to do for myself.
Yeah.
But I have it and it's like, it's cool. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It went in a completely different direction than I thought it would.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Did the AI take over?
No, I just, as I was going with it, it like wrote itself in my head. Like the prompts changed and changed.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, but what if it, like, it was great to stimulate the, like, the synapses to, because sometimes the dialogue is the hardest part and you can lose the creative process in it. So for me, it was great to just get the blueprint out and then go through and actually like tweak it and make it my own.
Do you want to do filmmaking also?
I would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Adam McKay is my, like if I had to put someone on a pedestal of who I'm like looking towards to emulating their career, it's him.
I don't know Adam McKay.
He made like Step Brothers, The Big Short, Vice.
Fuck.
And he used to be a comedian.
No way.
So like that would be the best trajectory.
The Big Short is probably one of my top 10 movies of all time.
Right. It's a great one.
It's,
and I experienced it. Like we lost our house in the housing crisis.
Really?
So when I saw that movie in theaters, it was, we all, like everyone left the theater. Like it was quiet. Wow. It was silent, but like in a good way. Like
was this in Detroit?
Hit. This was I watched it in Chicago.
Okay.
I was on vacation with a buddy and we went to the movies. Like, let's go see this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like struck a chord with the crowd.
Wow.
No joke. I want to incorporate it into a movie one day and I'll say it. Fuck it. No one's steal the idea. I don't care. Fucking come at me. I have a dream of making a movie about that era as well. Like, you know, losing the house, but almost from like an A24 horror perspective of losing the house. Like no violence or stuff, but like the whole like grandiose, like the family falling apart.
Yeah.
Because you don't just lose your home. You lose the memories. You lose somewhere you can go see both your parents, somewhere you can visit after you graduate high school. Like we lost our house right when I graduated high school.
Man.
And I remember packing up my house and my shit. And I remember getting in my car. And it was like the last time I was going to be in that house. And I started my car and Miley Cyrus's Party in the USA was playing in the radio. And to me, that song is like a horror movie.
Wow.
Because it's bullshit. That song came out when everyone was losing everything.
Yeah.
And here she is singing, put your hands up. And it's like, I would love to put that song over just imagery of people losing everything.
That's poetic, man. That's a powerful moment. Dude, I would please write that. That sounds like such a good movie, especially those little subtle things that a lot of people can't. Someone couldn't replicate that in a movie unless they live that. Sitting in your car about to move out and you know you're seeing your house for the last time.
Yeah.
And you put the radio on and Miley Cyrus is fucking playing.
Yeah.
My hands up, singing my song.
And you're like, what is this? Like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
One, it's propaganda to the fullest extent, but also like, there's no reason why this song is out besides the fact that it's distracting everyone from the truth.
Yeah.
Which is, we're all losing everything. And the banks lost nothing.
It's like such a big crime, dude.
Not even held responsible at all.
Yeah. That's why with like America, it's such a crazy thing. Even when you're looking at how much money is going to Ukraine, you look at how big the deficit is. And that was one thing that Putin actually said, or Vlad said in the interview, was saying how, why is the United States of America focused so hard on this war with the Ukraine and sending them so much money when you guys have your own problems to deal with? So much stuff that you guys aren't focused on, like the deficit, like the border issues.
You know, it's bad when the enemy is making very valid points.
You're just like, God damn, maybe we should send some of this money or spend some of this money at home that we magically are just coming up with.
Well, that's on the American people.
Yeah.
They voted him in.
Yeah.
They couldn't just do another 4 of Trump. That's on them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
They listen to people under 18, tell them how to vote.
Yeah.
And this is what you get. They voted with their emotions. They didn't look at who was his cabinet. They didn't look at what was happening overseas.
Yeah.
They didn't see the good Jared Kushner was doing in the Middle East.
Yeah.
They voted with their emotions. They wanted him gone because that's what the media told them. The media talked so much shit about him, and then COVID didn't help. And tell me COVID wasn't an operative to help get him out of office. Tell me it wasn't. Maybe it was real.
Yeah.
I mean, it was real enough. We all lived it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't know what that does to these videos and stuff. You know, you say the wrong thing and then everything is.
We talked about Putin in the beginning. We're probably already getting flagged.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, I think you're 100% correct. It was weird times. It's weird now that the borders are opening and there's just so much happening. And you got the federal government.
Why are you opening the borders? Why? It's insanity. In this day and age, you're going to open the borders?
Yeah.
Abbott's rebuilding the wall.
Yeah.
He took it on his own accord.
Yeah.
They picked it back up.
Yeah.
So they're using like Texas money to build that wall right now instead of waiting for the federal government to do it. And here's the thing. There's always been border, like Italians.
Yeah.
Italians weren't allowed into the U.S. for a very long time. There used to be quotas. You could let 50,000 Italians in.
Yeah.
You can let 50,000 in. And then this number slowly started to go up. Like, okay, and that's when Little Italy is formed. Okay, you can let 150,000 in. So it's like the numbers, but now it's just open to anyone. And that's insanity, man.
Yeah.
That's like having someone having Biden in control and allowing this to happen is like having that drunk parent who wants to be friends with all the kids. And so they're just letting every kid underage drink.
Yeah.
They're like, come to my house, you can drink. And then bad shit starts happening.
Yeah.
Bad shit starts happening.
Yeah.
Like stuff I don't even want to say out of my mouth because I don't want to admit that it's actually real and happening. It's going to start happening on our soil. You can't have the party open to everyone. You have to regulate that shit. There's a reason why we are America. And we are also we're such a big country that you need to regulate what's coming in and what's going out because we are still very young. We are young when it comes to infrastructure. When you start letting too many people in, where are you going to put them? Where are you going to place them? And where are they going to go? We already have a homeless issue.
Yeah.
Like we're taking on more than we can handle here. He's not wrong. Why aren't we taking care of our own shit here when we're worried about somewhere overseas?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. If we have the GDP to send that money over, why aren't we using it to rebuild this country?
Yeah.
We're falling behind.
Yeah, I think it's all short-sighted, like when you look at a party. Because, I mean, the conspiracy would be, are we letting in, that kind of thing that happened in California where you started having no ID voting and then California flipped to a Democratic state and never went back. And then you look at it now where they're trying to pass it. I think they just passed it in New York where you don't have to be a citizen to vote.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't think in New York you have to be a citizen to vote now. Yeah, and you can get tons of money and everything. What? They're putting people in hotels.
Are you talking about state elections or national?
I'm not sure if it's state or federal. Probably should clarify that before I say some dumb shit. But yeah, that would be the conspiracy, is let a bunch of people in that are going to vote for your party. Crazy, man.
And then also just the misinformation that's out there, man. I've had friends send me videos of the border during the Haiti crisis, when there was the earthquakes in Haiti. And there was all those Creole blacks coming in because they needed refuge. Yeah. Because their whole country was just devastated. And I've had friends send me those videos and be like, look at all these undocumented Africans coming into America. Yeah. And it's like, bro, that's footage from 5, 6, 7 years ago. And you think it's happening right now. So,
well, even
there's a lot of misinformation too, but.
Well, that's what's crazy, even with like AI and stuff that's happening, is there's going to be so much video. There's so many photos that you just don't believe. And it's like a lot of that, even like with the Russian farms, they were on Facebook. There were so many things, people swaying elections and putting out propaganda that it was just to just mess up the country, just to get people. And there's a lot of times people will see it gets out that it was fake, but the damage is already done. Yep. People already, believe it and everything. And I couldn't find the articles about that. So
I fell for it once. I remember there was a photo I saw. It was during that pipeline stuff. Remember the
pipeline?
Yeah. And I was like, look at this photo of the Dakota pipeline. And it was a photo from Woodstock.
That's hilarious.
And I fell for it. I saw it and I was like, wow, there's that many people there. And then one of my friends was like, dude, that's Woodstock. I was like, oh shit, I'm stupid.
That's
I
hilarious.
fell for it,
dude. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough, man. That's why it's almost like it's so hard to try to focus on things that are outside of your backyard, which is why I think it's so important for like people to first take accountability in their own life, try to take care of their life, their home, their family, the best that they can. And then you expand off of that once that's stable. And then it's like, if everybody did that, there wouldn't be these, deficiencies in different areas. It would be able to actually be, more stable. But if it's like, you're not taking care of your own place, you're not focusing on, local politics and things like that, and then you're just like, you're too focused on these big propaganda things that are happening in the world. Like everybody who puts like a Ukraine flag on their Facebook picture, as soon as all that happened, everything, I'm like, there's nothing in your own life that you could be doing and making a difference, Not that I care if anybody does the Ukraine flag.
No, but that was wild, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like I thought the US got invaded. I saw so many Ukraine flags across this country that I was like, what, are we Ukraine now? Like what? Like more than American flags.
Yeah.
So, dude, the biggest issue with America right now is it doesn't know who it is. It doesn't have an identity. It's going through an identity crisis.
Well said, dude.
So at the end of the day, it needs to remember who it is.
Yeah.
And not who it's going to become. But like, remember who you are. You're a great place.
Yeah.
Like it truly is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the nice thing about this place is it learns and it corrects. It overcorrects and then it comes back. So I think we've been in a large state of overcorrection.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to come back. I think it was good. We've heard a lot of like the people who didn't think they had a voice now I think have a voice. Yeah. I think that's really healthy. And just got to hear their voices and move forward and learn and hopefully come together.
Yeah.
And remember at the end of the day, it's like the whole idea of what this this country is supposed to be the pursuit of happiness. Happiness is not a real thing. It is based off of your desires and your fellow citizens' desires. So what does that mean at the end of the day?
Yeah.
What is that going to be? Hopefully it's better than today.
Yeah. What a way to end this podcast.
Yeah.
That was very patriotic. I loved it. Where can people check out your stuff, David?
You can find me on Instagram at David O. Cento. Facebook at David Centofanti. I don't have a TikTok yet. I've been told by a lot of people to get one of those. I did my first theaters in the last couple weeks.
Dude, so congratulations.
That was cool.
Yeah,
so people are trying to find me, which is like a new thing. So I'm going to start putting
How was that? Let's talk about that real quick. So who'd you perform with?
Willie Barcina.
Okay.
He's an old Latin comedian.
Okay.
He's toured with like Fluffy and Lopez.
Yeah.
And now he's going on his own tour.
Yeah.
And we did San Antonio, the Aztec Theater last week.
How'd you get hooked up with that outfit? You just know him?
He's done my show a few times when he's come through Austin.
Yeah.
His feature act is DJ Vasquez.
Okay, yeah.
So he's hit me up when they're in town. They've done my show a few times. Then when they were here in Texas, I was like, I let them know it was up, and then they had me come out.
That's awesome. How big audience in the theater?
Yeah, 1,200.
How was it? How'd you feel?
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was one bit that's a little longer. It's like a 60-second bit about my mom taking mushrooms. I think that's the only one I lost them on because of the language. And just like, it's kind of a foo-foo bit. It's a little like cute. And they kind of wanted like they wanted me to talk about like, oh, Taylor Swift sucks dick. You know, like they were like, yeah.
They're like
when I was in San Antonio, I was like, I said, I have a setup for one of my bits and it literally is, I think Trump's going to win.
And they clapped. Got an applause break.
Nuts.
Dude, they love
and
Trump.
I've never seen so many Hispanic Americans cheer for Trump.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, this is like, I'm getting privy to something they don't show you on media, which is a lot. I would say probably over 90% of Mexican Americans want Trump back.
They want the wall, dude.
They want, yeah. Because it's like anyone. Like, even I know there's some cousins in Italy that I have that should not be allowed in the United States.
Yeah. Man. So that was a big crowd. Did you get nervous before?
Yeah.
Do you get nervous before shows?
Yeah. I get more nervous for small crowds, though, than I did for these theaters.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, man. It just felt right. It felt like I was meant to be there.
Whoa. Yeah, destiny.
It was awesome.
You also are an opera singer.
So I closed with that, you know.
I have that murdered.
Snoop Dogg bit.
Yeah.
I sing Snoop Dogg lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I closed with that.
And murdered?
Yeah.
Hard to follow, dude. Wow. How did you get into opera singing?
Pavarotti. He's an opera singer.
You just really liked him?
Yeah. And then he died. And I was like, I'm going to pick up where he left off. Yeah. No joke. I was 14 when he died. And I was like just joking with some friends in choir. They put me in choir because they wouldn't let me take journalism because I was a bad student.
Whoa.
So when he died, I was like, I'm going to pick up where he left off because I was a fat Italian kid.
Yeah.
And there was no famous fat Italians to like look up to.
Yeah.
That weren't mobsters or gangsters.
Yeah.
So when he died, I was like, I'm going to do that. And then I just learned by ear. I'd listen to him sing and I would just replicate it.
So you didn't take like classes or anything?
I mean, I was in choir, but like I didn't take like opera.
So do you go for an open mic for opera, or do you just go to an Italian restaurant and you're like, I do this?
Yeah, no, I mean, I went to school for it for 2 years for college after I like learned it. And then I was like, well, let's go fine tune it. And then I just hated the people that were trying to become opera singers.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
The ego, the attitude, they're all kind of,
There's
a lot of, it's a very sexual profession, a lot of drugs, and then also kind of just like they're assholes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm gonna get heat from my old opera people for this, but like
what are they gonna do?
They kind of sucked, man. Like, and then like comedy is like, a lot of comedians suck too. I mean, it's just like, what are you willing to put up with?
Yeah.
With comedy, I'm willing to put up with it because I truly love this art, this passion, because we are creating something new in the moment and it's always growing and changing. Opera, you're singing songs that are 300 years old. Yeah. So I'm like, why am I going to put up with the ego of someone in this industry when you're singing a song that you didn't write? You didn't write this. You just know how to sing it. Yeah. But like with comedy, it's like, okay, I'll put up with your ego because you wrote the hit. You wrote the hit. You have that ego attached to like, okay.
Yeah. And I feel like in every walk of life, there's assholes, no matter what. You get a big enough group of people, a percentage of them are going to be.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people that look at me like I'm the asshole.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that you're an asshole.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think you could probably
spice it up a little bit.
Step up, bro.
Dude, I'm going to start doing a little
Start flicking cigarettes in their face, bro.
Dude, I'm starting to smoke today, dude. That's good. That's what I want to hear. But yeah, man. Can you take us out with a little opera to end us? No? All right. Yeah, that was a douchebag thing for me to ask.
No, it's a fair thing to ask, but I was like, what is the context of a podcast with that? Well, now I feel like a dick, but
there goes our viral clip. David, thank you for doing the podcast. I appreciate you. We've been circling doing this podcast for 6 months.
Right. We've been talking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weren't we going to go out and do it like at an Italian restaurant or something?
That's the next thing that I want to start filming, is going to particular restaurants with someone either of that culture or that's just their favorite thing. And I see you and I go, oh, I want to go to an Italian restaurant with them, because I feel like you could. You know what might even
be better? Like, we can find an Italian restaurant, but you know what I could also do is I could cook.
I would love that.
Us. Like, we can like cook a meal, like an actual like Italian feast.
That
open
would be
a good bottle of wine from where my family's from.
Amazing. Let's 1000% do that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do that, ladies and gentlemen. Check out David's stuff. David Centofanti on Instagram and Facebook. He's not on TikTok, but he'll be there soon.
Yeah, I'm coming for you, China.
Yeah, dude. And check out Best Medicine every other Sunday at Sunset Strip in Austin, Texas, where the ceilings are not too high. We love you.
And stay tuned for my rap album dropping at the end of the year, bro.
Detroit.
Dago Rajo.
There you go, Ray Joe, dude.
Let's go.